What's up, guys? Metal Boot Guy here, and I've got a new pair of boots that I'm going to unbox today. This is the Natural Cypress from Truman Boot, and it's on the 56 last, which is their newer last, and this is the first pair I've gotten from them on the 56 last. Now, Natural Cypress, really like the lighter tans. It's not really my thing. But I went out of my comfort zone here because, I know the patina are really awesome, and I just wanted to see if it was something I could rock. And I honestly debated taking this back or returning these back to Truman a couple times. And I opened the box and looked at the boot again, and I was like, man, I can't. Just something made me want to keep them. And I kept thinking about it until my 30-day return window had passed. And so now I'm stuck with them. So I kind of forced myself to do that, but I did open them, obviously, when I first got them because I wanted to look at them, and I wasn't sure about the 56 last sizing, but I had a pretty good idea just based on feedback from other Truman customers. So without further ado, let's open them up and see how they look. All right, I've been toggling with the camera settings a little bit, I always feel like my videos are kind of like dark, like they have like a dark shade to them or something. I don't know. So I was toggling with the settings a little bit, but I'll see how it looks when we're all said and done. So anyways, Truman Boot Company. We've got Natural Cypress, 8D. It's got the Eugene sole. This will be my first. 56 last, and cap toe. So anybody who's seen my other videos, 79 last, and formerly when I was wearing the 20 last, I was always wearing 8.5D. When I was in the Facebook group, those guys were all saying that they were going down a half size, and the guys that bought the same size as their 79 last, they were showing pictures of kind of how much bigger it was. Truman does say to stick with your 79 last size. I don't want to go against Truman here, but I would recommend going down a half size from your 79 last size. Eugene sole. So this is just what it came with. Generally, I like to do the heavy lug or the Vibram 100. This boot, the 56 last, it's a little dressier of a last. And of course, being the Natural Cypress, it's just like a more of a sleek, sharp-looking boot, and the Eugene sole fits that. Every single boot that I own has either a Commando sole or the Vibram 100. So, except for the Wolverine 1000 mile, which has the leather sole, and then at one point I did have an Iron Ranger, so that had the Vibram, the Mini 430 or whatever it is. So this will be my first experience with these. But let's go ahead and pop them open and see if we're missing any eyelets or anything. Obviously the leather laces, these will look really good on them. Care card as usual. And this is the boot that I've already opened. This is the only one that I opened. I actually left the left boot in the wrapper in case I want to send it back. I wanted the wrapper to be nice and, perfect. But yep, so here we go. And in my opinion, I mean, these boots, and it's fine with me, actually. I'm actually happy about this. These boots are darker to me than what I've seen in other people's videos. And it may be my camera settings, because on the camera, it definitely looks a lot brighter and I'm right under the light. So forgive me for not being a professional videographer, but I was actually very happy. I mean, to me, what I'm seeing in person is very reminiscent of what you see the Sesame double shot look like on the website. That's kind of what these look like to me in person. So that's part of the reason why it was, a little easier for me to keep them. Because if it was super, super light, I probably would have sent them back. But I'm perfectly okay with this, even though I have no idea what to wear these with. I'm going to figure it out. Because I don't know what it is about these. When I first took them out of the box, they just felt and I hate to say this, they felt more premium than all the other Truman boots that I own. And I know that's a weird thing to say, because you know when you think of like an Upland with a heavy lug, you think bulky and sturdy, and they are. But there's just something about this boot that just it feels like it's on another level, and I don't know what it is, but this is it. It's got the storm welt, which is awesome. You know, the cap toe, and I didn't really look over these too much when I originally took them out of the box. I just put it on my foot. That was the first thing I did was I just put it on my foot because I wanted to make sure the sizing was correct. And I'm pretty sure it was. It's too late now, so but I'm pretty sure it was fine. Matter of fact, I had zero like instep problems, which on the 79 last when they're brand new, if I'm not wearing a thinner sock, like I can hardly get that. Even with the thinner sock, sometimes I can hardly get them on. I mean, it's a challenge. So that's the right boot, and cotton laces are in here. Let's take a look at the left boot. Hopefully the left boot is just as pretty as the right boot since I haven't even looked at it yet. And yeah, all the eyelets are there. That's a good sign. Everything looks like it's punched in the right spot. Looks pretty good. I can tell in this shot anyways, like here and here, you can definitely see the difference in, you know, the tone. I mean, that's like a huge, you know, difference there, which, I mean, it doesn't look bad, especially in person, it looks fine. Like, I think it looks awesome, but just a little different than the right boot. I mean, everything looks okay on them. I'll do a more thorough check later, but Eugene's sole. Studded sole. I mean, it looks really nice. It feels super, the sole, I mean the whole boot, but like the sole even, it feels nice. And I've heard only good things about it, so I'm sure it'll be super comfortable walking around in as well. A little change of pace from the big heavy lugs, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw them on and see how they fit on my feet. All right, let's go ahead and throw these bad boys on. Ooh, if I can get it on. And yep. And again, I'm wearing my lightweight Darn Toughs. These are one of the thinnest ones they make. There's no cushion. And I mean, even this boot, I mean, I wouldn't say it feels big, but it's not handshake snug, but it's probably like the appropriate amount of snugness. But I don't plan to wear these thinner socks with them forever. So let me go ahead and lace them up, see how they feel then, and then stand up and walk around in them. Because I actually didn't do that last time. I just put them on like this and I stood up just to kind of get a good idea of how they were going to fit, you know, how my foot was going to fit in it, just to make sure they weren't too small. So yeah, I wouldn't mind if my laces were quote unquote perfect as far as the way the leather is, but that's too time consuming for me, for being honest. And I don't mean because I'm making a video, I just mean in life. All right. The leather is surprisingly supple. All right. Yeah, it feels pretty good. And let's get the other one laced up here. And honestly, I will say that as, you know, dressy as the 56 Last is, I've seen a picture of like the plain toe brown bull elk in a 56, and that boot looks rugged, like it looks good. And of course, the leather makes a difference, but I mean, you don't have to wear the 56 Last as a dressy boot if that's not how you have it built, in my opinion. Of course, as far as I know, they don't offer the 56 in any uplands. So, but you could rock a 6 inch, or what they call their regular height. All right. I feel like I tied this one tighter. All right. You really get a better feel when you stand up, obviously. So, yeah. And I mean, basically, they feel, I mean, I'm on point with the sizing. Going a half size down from my 79 Last seemed to work out perfect. There's like, my toes are not smashed. There's plenty of room, especially on this side right here. I mean, they feel great, honestly, and they look good. They just seem to have like a more natural shape of the foot over the 79 Last, which the 79 Last works good for me. It's not quote unquote perfect, but it's comfortable for me. It fits my foot good. But for some people, it doesn't. So the natural cypress leather from Horween Tannery, and it's combination tanned, and it's got a heavy vegetable retan. It comes in at 6 ounces, which is a reasonable size. It's Goodyear welt construction, plus it's got the storm welt. And again, these just feel really awesome right out of the box. Now, I mean, the 79 is comfortable for me out of the box, but once it really starts to break in is when it really, and forms to your foot. That's when it really starts to feel good. But the 56, I mean, it just feels like it's made for your foot right out of the box. I like the cap toes on these boots. I know some people think they're a little too long. I think they're fine. I like the way they look. And I remember my first pair of 20 Last had a cap toe, and I thought the cap toe wasn't long enough. And so these are great with me. 56 Last has a 2-piece backstay. I like the 2-piece backstay. I know not everybody does. Some like the look of the single piece. I like the 2-piece. But yeah, overall, the silhouette looks good. The coloring looks really good. Very happy with these boots. So yeah, honestly, I'm pleasantly surprised with this pickup, and it's already starting to, get some creases here and begin that patina just from me, shooting some film here for the video. The 56 Last, though, we're going to see how it feels once it's broken in. So far, I'm liking it. I'm almost curious if it's going to be quote unquote too big, if maybe I should go down to a 7.5 E, or double E, but haven't really thought about that. But it's pretty generous in the toe box. It's definitely a little long. It feels good on the foot though. Just like I said, just more natural. Eugene sole felt really good on the ground. I mean, I walked around, as I was moving the camera and setting up shots and stuff. And I mean, they felt really, really good. I'm super excited to actually find something to wear them with and break them in more and begin that patina. So I'll definitely have to do an update video on these. But this is actually the second pair of natural boots that I have. I have a pair of natural Dublins, and I'd have to go dig them out. They were in my introduction video. I remember them being more similar to the Coach Ramblers, having like that orange kind of, coloring to them. But I'll do a comparison video on those sometime whenever I have a chance. But yeah, super happy with these. So good job, Truman.